I'm going to guide you through some early secrets in Chapter 2 that you don't want to miss before moving on to Chapter 3. First one is Zoodog's questline just near Sandgate Village. Speak to Zoodog, he'll ask you to get an item that a frog took. So defeat the frog nearby. Doesn't matter where you defeat the frog first, you may have come across the frog first. But either way, once the frog is defeated, you'll get a tadpole, and that's the next item you can use to upgrade your frog spirit. But head back to Zoodog and he'll move to the new location. We'll get into that later in this guide, so that'll complete part 1 of Zoodog. Now, the Horse NPC location in Chapter 2 is at Sandgate Village. Now, you can either just head over this bridge and jump down and make your way right around. Otherwise, if you have already opened these gates, you can go straight ahead, and it's just in that structure within the village. Now, finding the Horsefly in each of the locations of the chapter is going to reward you with a trophy and a new transformation spell. As always, make sure you always exhaust their dialogue before you move on to the next chapter. Next, we're going to collect the Loong Scales, a key item tied into a lot of things throughout the chapters in our guides. You'll need to defeat a boss duo, mandatory, so it's unmissable. It's going to be the second Rat Prince and the King of Flowing Sands. The King is the smaller one, and the second Prince is the larger one. I do recommend killing the larger one last. That way, you're going to get the Secret Spirit spell, the second Rat Prince spirit. Once you've defeated the boss duo, head to this shrine just nearby, the Valley of Despair. From this shrine there's going to be a little cave you need to head into. What we're going to do now is take on the first Rat Prince. Now, depending on who you defeated before in the previous step, whether it was the king or the other prince, you'll be able to summon the first Rat Prince in a different way. Now, what you need to do is make the first Rat Prince barge into the wall you just jumped down from, and then after the fight you'll be able to head into that hole he just made there. And that's going to get you the Loong Scales to access secret bosses and area, like the Chapter 1 guide we presented with the boss behind the waterfall. From our previous step where you defeated the boss duo, Rat King and Prince, head across that wooden bridge, take a left and just go straight. You'll end up right here, and you need to find 6 of these Buddha heads to collect the eyes. And that's going to allow us to unlock a secret boss called Skandha, and he's going to drop an item called the Skandha items. And as we mentioned in our Chapter 1 guide, collect all the Skandha items, and near end game you'll be able to permanently increase your stats down the bottom left there for your health, mana and stamina. The 6 Buddha eyes is now collected just nearby this keeper shrine here, Rockrest Flat, which is just a little beyond from where the previous Buddha eyes were. It's a pretty linear path. And just nearby now, with all 6 Buddha eyes, you can now go to the boss arena and you can now summon Skandha. If you haven't beaten the Stone Vanguard yet, they'll both fight each other, but just concentrate on Skandha. He's the superior boss. Now, the Sternest of Stone item will drop when Vanguard is defeated, and then the Skandha item will be dropped from Skandha. In a previous step in the guide where you collected the Loong Scale, just progress that area to the Crouching Tiger Temple, and just up here in a pool of blood you need to defeat the Tiger Vanguard for an item. And once you've also defeated the Stone Vanguard previously in this guide, each of them will drop an item which will allow you to interact with this tally to reveal a secret passage. Down in this passage is going to be Zoodog's new location. On the way down, when you slide here, jump and then press heavy to get a new soak for your drink. And then once you've collected this item, just head on down to the Cellar Shrine, and at this shrine I'm going to show you in a moment, you're going to find Zoodog, who's just over to the right from that shrine. He'll pop out of a barrel. Now, one of his dialogue options is talk, so make sure you press that one, and he's going to give you a mind call. So you can find mine cores throughout the game, and every time you get some, go back to Zoo Dog. You'll be able to trade in those mine cores to permanently increase some of your stats. I usually go for mana myself, but it depends on your playstyle, and you can respec, so don't worry about what you're going to spend them on, because you can respec at any time using the square button at the menu option for Zoo Dog. Like the Horse NPC, we're going to show you the new location for the Old Man NPC. So from the Cellar Shrine we told you how to get to in our previous step, just head down here. You don't want to take a left just yet, take a right. Straight up this trail is going to be the new location for the Old Man NPC, and again, finding him in each of the chapters near end game, you're going to be able to upgrade your gourd to the Supreme Gourd. Also a trophy achievement involved as well. Exhaust the dialogue before moving on. Next up, we're going to unlock a secret boss through the old Rattle Drum quest. So from where you fought the Tiger Vanguard in our previous step, where that blood pool was, just progress further until you reach this Keeper Shrine. And just beyond is a bridge where there's an enemy you need to defeat, and he's going to drop a key item, the old Rattle Drum. Now you'll need to use this drum in 3 locations, which I'll show you now, but you know you're in the right spot with the drum when things turn black and white. The first location to use the drum, from where you defeated the boss duo, the King and Prince, you can open the door here. Provided you've defeated the Tiger Vanguard and the Stone Vanguard, you can use these tallies. But if you've only just defeated the Stone Vanguard only, you can progress further from the Stone Vanguard. You'll just come up the opposite way I'm heading now, from across that bridge just straight ahead. Otherwise, head on in here and use the drum. Everything will go black and white, enemies will appear, take them out, then we can move on to the next location to use the drum. Okay, location 3 involves you jumping down a well. There'll be a Keeper Shrine down there, and that's where you're going to take on Mad Tiger. Once you defeat Mad Tiger, you're going to get a new spirit spell. Next up, we're going to do the Man in Stone quest, and that's going to get you the Azure Dust transformation spell. So, from where we collected the Buddha eyes in our previous step in this guide, you can just head over here from that Keeper Shrine, and you'll be able to speak to this rock here. And he's going to ask you to find another enemy to defeat. So, when you progress further in this area, just not far ahead is this Keeper Shrine. Just head into this cave here, and there'll be the enemy you need to take out. You may have already come across him. It's a big stone giant with glowing crystals on him. Just take him out and then return back to the Man in Stone NPC. Now once you return back to the Man in Stone, he's not going to want to give you anything back in return, so you do need to fight him. Once you've defeated him, you're going to get the Azure Dust transformation spell, and then you need to refresh the area. So just teleport out of here with your talisman, probably one of the first items you would have got in chapter 1, and refresh at a Keeper Shrine, head back, and he will now be a store. Now I do recommend purchasing a key item, which is going to be the Sobering Stone. Now from where you collected the last set of Buddha eyes before the Stone Vanguard, you'll be at the Rock Rest Flat Keeper Shrine. From here, just head up these stairs and there'll be a waterfall of sand. You'll be able to interact with this waterfall of sand with the Loon Scales we showed you earlier in this guide, and that's going to unlock a secret boss, Black Loon. Defeating Black Loon, you're going to get you some more key items we'll mention later in this guide. Okay, I'm now going to show you how to unlock a secret area with more secret bosses and more secret items. So from outside of where you fought the Stone Vanguard, just go straight instead and you'll find the Drunken Boar. He's going to ask you to deliver an item. At this location, you need to give him the Sobering Stone we showed you in the previous step. Now the Sobering Stone can also be found at this location just past where you fought the Tiger Vanguard at that blood pool. So you can just go where I'm showing you now to find one for free, or you can just buy one from the Man in Stone quest we showed previously in this guide. So the Sobering Stone is the first item you deliver to the boar at this location, and he's going to now move on to the next location. Now the next location is going to be at the Crouching Tiger Temple, and at this location, at the second location, you need to deliver a Jade Lotus. You may most likely already have one, otherwise you can buy one at a shrine. Next step, which you may have already done, shown earlier in the guide, defeat the first Rat Prince to get the Arhat gold piece. Now, provided you've delivered the 2 items in the previous step and exhausted all of his dialogue, with that Arhat gold piece, head over to where you first met him, but he'll be to the right, he'll be hostile, defeat him, follow him into the secret area and defeat the area boss in there, come back out and you're going to get the Wind Tamer as a reward. Finally, you're going to want to craft the Long Wreath Staff, and this staff is available to craft by collecting these materials. I'm going to show you now where to collect these items so you can craft it. So when you defeat Red Bloom, shown in our first chapter guide, you'll get the Thunder Tail. When you defeat Black Bloom, shown earlier in this guide behind this waterfall of sand, you're going to get a Thunderbone and 2 refined Iron Sand. Next, you can buy 1 Iron Sand at one of the shrines in the new secret area in the last previous step of this guide. And you'll get 1 refined sand after defeating the last boss in the secret area. Now you're ready to take on that last final boss for chapter 2. Good luck.